this show today. We're going to start off with LeBron James and the Stephen A. Smith conflict. Mills had already done a short take on it. We've got a couple clips we're going to run. I'll run this first clip with Ryan Clark. Then we'll debate a little bit, talk, and then I'm going to find another clip and pull that one up, and then we'll end the segment on that. Cool with you, gentlemen?
By me, let's do it.
All right, let's get it.
Because you're LeBron James's son. So what does it do to that narrative now? Right? How does LeBron running up on Stephen A help the narrative? It doesn't. Because the narrative was he's there because of you. He was drafted in the place he wasn't supposed to be because of you. Now all of a sudden we can't talk about him either. Now imagine if LeVar Ball runs up on Stephen A. Imagine if T. Morant runs up on Stephen A. How classless we would say they are. How immature we would say they are. LeBron James is a father doing the same thing for a professional basketball player. And I get it. I 100% get it, man. Sometimes somebody does something and it's on site. Stephen A. say, why you didn't call me? Mav got my number, right? He said, Rich got my number. Because LeBron James saw him and LeBron James wanted to make that point. He wanted to show the world, he wanted to show Stephen A., and he probably wanted to show Bronny, bro, I got you. And I'll do it publicly so everybody sees it. The problem is this. You ain't run up on Skip all them years he was talking about you. You ain't run up on everybody else all that time he was talking about you. And if you're going to run up on everybody that says Bronny James didn't deserve to be drafted where he was drafted at, you're going to have to do a whole lot of damn fighting.
So, who wants to take this first? Mills already did his quick take, so I think we'll leave him for last. Da Vinci.
Yeah, I'll go. Simple, sweet. Listen, man. Stephen A. Smith, first of all, it's not a person I agree with a lot of the time, but Stephen A. Smith didn't really say anything bad about Bronny. He didn't say anything disrespectful, right? He's just talking from a ball point of view, right? And Stephen A. Smith wasn't the one who said his son is better than half these in the league, right? He didn't say that. So I think there's other people out there that have said more disrespectful things about Bronny, and we ain't seen run up on them. I think for me, this thing was it was ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous. Your son is an adult. Your son is in the league. And no one is actually coming at him disrespectfully, bro. We're just talking about it. So maybe it's just the truth of the matter of the fact getting underneath your skin or something. But for me, it was corny as hell. It's corny. I can't rock with it.
Okay. Sly, you want to take it or you want me to go?
I'll go. So this topic is really tough for me, because I don't disagree with nothing. I don't disagree with the fact that LeBron did put somewhat of a bullseye on Bronny when he said what he said about, I feel like Bronny can be better than some of the guys playing. He kind of did put a target. He's LeBron James' son. He was very vocal about wanting his son to be in the league. So that does come with a certain level of scrutiny, right? So that stuff right there to me is not debatable. That's facts. I'm actually with Stephen A. on that end. But where I'm not with Stephen A. or anybody that kind of agree with him is where we say, and this really don't got nothing to do with basketball, but since when is having an issue with somebody, seeing them in person and addressing the issue, since when is that frowned upon? I just always felt like that was the proper way. That if you got a problem with somebody, you see them, you address the issue in person when you see them. Now with so much on the internet, social media, it's like that's frowned upon now. It's like, since when, at what point in history did we switch from yo, I don't like you, I'm gonna go on Twitter about it, or I'm gonna see you and cut my eyes at you or something, or I'm gonna see you and roll my eyes or turn the other way. No, I don't like what you said. I see you and I'm gonna tell you how I feel to your face, and let's see if you got that same energy now that I'm in your face. I'm all for that. I've always been all for that, and I completely understand LeBron's approach on that front. Like LeBron didn't say nothing about him. But he been saying things about. He says stuff about everybody, and you know what I'm saying. It's at that, but it is another level when you feel like you're targeting my son. Like that is kind of different though, and I get it. Yo, I did put a target on him. And hey, cool, you got that point. But what's up right now? I'm in your face right now though. Like whatever you said, however you feel, I don't care about none of that. Right now, I'm in your face and I'm telling you I don't like what you said, and you back down. Like I don't want to say what I really think, but you didn't have that same energy when I saw you, and I think that's just a microcosm of society as a whole. Like people like Stephen A. should watch how they speak on people, because like you did say that he did say nothing crazy, but it was very passive aggressive. Like
with LeBron, the best of intentions, wonderful father by all accounts. I'm not casting any aspersions on him. I'm saying that's your son, bro. You know the game of basketball. He ain't ready yet. Why put him in that position? You had your moment being on the court with him. Now that kid's got to go earn his stripes, which I believe he will do. Watching him in the G League. You can't do this. You can't continue to let us see what we've been seeing. And I'm wrong. I'm questioning him as a father because I'm saying, yo, wrap your arms around him and say not now, not just yet.
you're speaking on Bronny while you got his lowlights playing in the background and you're bringing up his stats. Yo, he's the second round pick. He's the 55th pick. I didn't even hear Stephen A talk about the number 1 overall draft pick, but he's talking about Bronny's stats and how Bronny's performing and his team is successful. So obviously Bronny's not hurting the team. The team is overachieving, but you want to bring up Bronny, a second round pick, and act like you're not doing it for clicks. You're not doing it to get engagement. Yo, you bringing up Bronny because you know that it's gonna get engagement. You might get reaction out of LeBron. You might go viral. That's why you bringing up Bronny. It don't got nothing to do with LeBron as a father. It don't got nothing to do with none of that. You're speaking on that man's child because you know it's going to get clicks. It's going to get you. You might go viral. That's what it is. And I feel like it's so. I'm really trying not to use the words I want to use, but it's mad lame for you to try to phrase it as.
Use the words you want to use. Ain't nobody trying to mute you over here.
You know what, say like I feel like Stephen A is a bitch ass nigga. Like, yo, you're speaking on this man's child because you know it's going to get engagement. And if you seen that man face to face, your energy was nil. You got right back on the internet and talking crazy again. Like, yo, we really got to do something about how these media outlets go about doing certain things. And I don't want to keep going on for too long, so I'll leave it at that.
Okay. So, for me, Stephen A., he explained on Gil's Arena. He explained it 1,000 times, right? He didn't want to talk about it. He did mention it a couple months back where he said, LeBron, let your son stay in the G League. He's not ready to go. You know what I mean? Let him build up his equity in the G League and then come back over. He should have played the very first game with him. And after that, we shouldn't have seen Bronny James again. I'm not opposed to that. He's the 55th round pick, right? Let him develop in the G League. All good. We had a conversation about this, I swear, maybe like a couple months ago when he first got drafted, where there was talks about him not playing anything but home games for the G League. He's not traveling with the team. Do you know what I mean? All these things, right? And it's like LeBron has put a pressure on his son that I don't think people understand. You know, even I'm going to take a point from Sly. Sly said, and this is the one and only time I've seen Sly give MJ props. Sly said, you know what? I respect MJ because I feel like he respected the game because both of his sons were okay. Marcus is a little better, but okay. But he didn't make a push to get them in the league. Let's not act like LeBron James didn't make a push to get his son on the Lakers. Wherever my son's drafted, that's where I'm going to play. Stephen A is not the only media pundit that's been talking about Bronny. It's all over YouTube. There's millions of channels talking about Bronny. There's tons of people on Sports Center and TNT and over here talking about Bronny and bringing up his stats. Now, Stephen A, yes, he was showing his lowlights and he was talking about that Sixers game. And to some people, that's a shot. But he sat on that chair and said, everybody was talking about it. It's seen there. I'm one of the biggest media guys, and I'm not talking about it. And my hand was forced. So, yes, maybe the way he went about it to a degree wasn't acceptable to certain people. And that's okay. But LeBron James, knowing that he can find Stephen A at any given time, at any given day, picking that time, that's a weak-ass sucker move. What was Stephen A going to do? Oh, it's just he's not Shannon Sharp. Let's not get it twisted. Shannon Sharp will bark at you in public, bark at you on the camera, bark at you from across the street. That's Shannon Sharp. That's a football player. He's really used to conflict. You know what I mean? Stephen A is a media guy who hurt his shoulder trying to box. You think he wants any form of smoke?
So, but is he on ESPN talking like a media guy? Ain't he on ESPN talking like he's has a certain sense of aggression to his tone? He is on there talking like,
I'm gonna pull that clip up.
y'all can see me. Yo, yeah, I'm hard to find. You can find me. I'm at every game. You know where I'm at. Like, what? Yo,
yeah, no,
that's my only problem, though. It's like, yo, you can't be on TV talking all of this. Like, dog, these dudes will, yo, you're getting spared. I think that's really my main point. Like, yo, if somebody don't like something you say, they are sparing you, sir. Niggas could rip your arms out the socket. If they don't like something you say and they let you say it, consider yourself fortunate, sir. Watch your tone. If somebody say they don't like what you're saying, change how you saying it, period. Just do that. Because in reality, LeBron is 6'9", 280 pounds. He could break every bone in your body. He's sparing you. Have some couth.
Of course, but here's the thing though, right, Sly? He's paid to give his opinion. We're on this show to give our opinion. If you don't like what I'm saying, and you come to me and say, listen, man, I don't like the way you're saying that, you're giving me, I always say this, sorry to jump out. I always say this as a man, okay? If I do something that bothers Da Vinci, and Da Vinci comes to me and says, yo, blase, blase, he's giving me the chance to say F you or sorry. If I say sorry, right, and I say sorry, and it's because his energy was, hey, man, I didn't like what you said. But if he stands over me, and he's da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and we're in a public place, I might just not say nothing. I'm cool. Because guess what? I take off on him. There's cameras everywhere. Or I say something and he decides to take off on me. Whatever the case is, it's a bad situation. And LeBron James, like I said, has access to Stephen A. There's no way. LeBron James has access to every single media person. LeBron James himself owns a media company. He creates narratives himself. I understand that Bronny, it seems like he's been picked on. But let's be real here. He is a basketball player. We forget what happened to Lonzo when his dad was running his mouth. You didn't see Patrick Beverly and all them getting up in him during the game? And he was a #1 pick, right? And his dad was out here. He's better than Steph Curry. He's better than this person, better than that person. LeBron was tweeting it.
Yo, listen. Sorry, Mills, before you go. But yo, listen, man. Listen,
Oh, good.
I'm just gonna keep it real, man. Okay? I expect Stephen A. Smith to stand on business because what I'm saying is, especially the next day on a show, I know he didn't say nothing in front of LeBron James, but the next day on a show, he come on there like a scared little cat. You know what I'm saying? He was like depressed. I know where he's coming from, like a man, a father. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to come up there and stand on business and say, I ain't say nothing wrong. I did my job. Which is what he did. I did my job. There's worse people out there that said bad things about Bronny. But he ain't said that, right? And for LeBron, bro, like you just said, there's millions of people that I know you see at games, I know you see at events that talk trash about your son in a more violent way. Never once we see you run up on them.
But who though? Like, Stephen A. the biggest name. Skip Bayless don't be out in pub. Skip Bayless don't go to games. Like, Stephen A's the loudest person.
You can't tell me all these guys don't come in contact with each other at some point. most media.
But who though? Like who out of the people that might have been disrespectful or I would say targeting Bronny? I feel like Stephen A is the loudest one that you're gonna catch in public. He's the biggest name in media, so I'm gonna go to the big dog. Just like if it's you gonna find the biggest person and you're gonna make your point on the biggest person. So then it's everybody see it. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, Skip LeBron don't respond to Skip. It's intentional. Like that's like a thing. He never responded to Skip. That's like a thing. But Stephen A, he didn't say nothing to him
Skip
either.
is gonna
But
come
once he
back for
started
him. Skip is gonna come back for him real hard, and that's the point. That's the problem. He probably knows Stephen A. Smith ain't gonna say shit. Like,
well, see, that's a misnomer. That's false right there because Stephen A. Yes, on first take he didn't say nothing, but on his personal show he went after him. He sat on Gil's Arena and went after him. So
yeah,
then again, I understand what you guys are saying. The very first day he should have had the same energy. When LeBron James addressed him, he should have had the same energy. All I'm saying is time, place, and situation. Me personally, if I was in Stephen A's shoes, what happened at the game, I would have handled it the same way. Why am I going to sit here and yell back and forth with you? You should have waited until after the game. You could have waited until 5 months, 2 weeks, whatever, when I said what, and you could have brought me on your show and did this to me.
You ever heard of the term on site, though?
Yeah,
on site.
But Sly, be honest. Did LeBron James say anything about him having a problem with Stephen A? Saying what he said until we seen that clip? Until he did that at the game?
But LeBron don't be speaking on it. He wanted to see him in person. I'm not correct. That's why I look at it. I can relate to that. I'm not about to sit up here. I'm gonna see you in person, bro. No, because it was personal. That's what it was. He took it personal. So if I'm taking something personal, I want to see you face to face, and I want to check your temperature face to face. That Twitter stuff is whack. Like LeBron do Twitter, cool. You mentioned my son, and I take.
I
want to check your temperature, and that's why I can't respect nobody like Stephen A. Smith because his temperature completely went down face to face. He's on TV yelling at cameras, talking all aggressive. Now I see you face to face, and I'm not gonna do this. Man, you a bitch, yo. Period.
Well, you know what? Listen. You know I stand on you with that with Stephen A. Smith from day one. You know that I'm that type of guy. But I'm gonna sit here and say I didn't see him do anything wrong. Right? I didn't see him doing anything wrong. And for the way LeBron to react, I guess his points that he's been proven just got on LeBron's skin. Mills?
For me, how you bully a 60-year-old man? That's my thing. How you try to bully a 60-year-old man?
Yo, let's not bring age in. Yo, listen, let's keep it real, bro. Let's not bring age in this, though. Because Stephen A. Smith, he be up there talking reckless, bro. He be up there talking reckless. No.
We've seen the clip, right? How much bigger is he than Stephen A. Smith? You're telling me he couldn't sit around and have a conversation?
He should watch his mouth.
But hold on, though. He couldn't have pulled him aside when the game is done inside the hallway and let him know what's going on and have a conversation?
That's reserved for people you got respect for. If I don't got no respect, you just gotta. No, I don't think you do. If I don't respect you, you gotta take whatever I give you. I see you, I'm in your face. I don't respect you. Let me hear that energy right now. And I like that energy. I want to bring that back, period. I see you, it's on site. And if you littler than me, I'm going to make you feel small. We got to start bullying nerd niggas like Stephen A. Smith, yo. He's 60 years old. He weighs 140 pounds. Watch your mouth, B. Watch your tone. Check yourself.
Okay.
Word.
Mills, you want me to play this clip or you want to go?
Play the clip.
Your thoughts on this wild situation?
I have a personal relationship with Stephen A. Obviously, our relationship with Brian and my relationship with Brian is documented. We talk. It's dual sides once again. That person wants to understand both sides. I told him as a father, I'm walking up on you. But also, we've never seen LeBron do that. He's always been just even keel and level headed in every aspect. And sometimes you want him to jump. Sometimes you want him to go. To watch the clip and watch him on that bench and see Stephen A. over there, he couldn't take it. He could not stand it.
They got the memo. Yo, Stephen A. He coming tonight. He coming to the game tonight.
He saw him in warm up. It was burning him. I said, Stephen A., I think the one thing is, and first of all, I take it as that's a sign of respect that LeBron did that to you. Your microphone is the loudest. Your platform is the biggest. And also you're a black man. Yes, the Skip Bayless of the world and all these guys have said things about him his entire career, and he's been above it. So that meant something. That's respect right there for what everything you built. We know Stephen A. from quite frankly, but also we've never seen this before. We've never seen this before when it comes to son, father. What do you say? What don't you say? I don't know if it's a right answer, but I would have walked up on him and said something too.
At the end of the day, Stephen A. is doing what Stephen
He's
A. is
doing his
supposed to
job.
do. He's
Yeah.
doing his job. I'm sure we've all been in a situation where you are liable to crash out over your kid, no matter
I've done
what it is.
I've crashed out over mine. I will continue to crash out over
As you
mine,
should.
right or wrong. Like Stephen A. said, that was a father.
Yeah.
That was point blank period a father. Bron is my guy, but Bron did put some extra heat on Bronny.
Yeah.
And when Bron put out that tweet about him, he better than these cats in the NBA.
That was my thing.
They checked that. They was like, oh, okay.
This has been
Word.
we talking 22 years. This ain't got nothing to do with Bronny. It's just the fact that Bronny is a part of the conversation now. And he also got to protect his seed. You get what I'm saying? You got to protect the kingdom. But this ain't no love friendship that we talking about.
They don't have a friendship.
Right. Bron has never spoken any situation with Stephen A. Now my son is the trigger. If you ain't saying nothing right, if you ain't standing up for him, that's the trigger, whether anybody like it or not. I think Stephen A. handled it the right way. In that situation, somebody else who may not know LeBron, right, that's in the media space, could have took that totally the wrong way and reacted differently and replied differently. So it'd have been a bigger spectacle. I'm a black man at the end of the day who just made history. Like, this is different that we actually dealing with. We know they kicking the dog while he's down. You get what I'm saying? We know that. So let's protect that. Bron put him there. So now he got to deal with, Ronnie got to deal with what's to come with that. And what's to come with that is Stephen A. and all of these, kind of media people talking about that. We haven't seen him fully. We don't know what he can be. But also, we put too much on it. And I think that's the problem. And Bron understands that in a sense. This kid got to develop. This kid got to understand the NBA. He got to understand the season. He got to understand how to practice. His mental ain't right. The kid ain't play in college.
Right.
He was battling health issues. So now he's here. He got to learn how to be that. And the only way I know how to be that is looking at my pops. And that's a tall feat.
Here's the thing. Bronny needs criticism.
Yes.
We all need some form of criticism. I think when it came from the way Stephen A. came, he was talking about LeBron as a father, but he was talking about Bronny at the same time. It felt personal.
It's like enough is enough. Where we at today in society, culturally, just where we at. You got to stand on what you say. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's good, bad, and different. I don't think nobody was expecting Bron to approach anybody. It's deeper than rap with this situation.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Shout out to Mello, one of the realest I've ever known. But yo, I asked to play that video because it shows two flips of the sides of the coin, right? You got two individuals in Dwayne Wade and Mello who know Bron personally, right? I don't know Bron personally. I just know for what I see on the screen. I know for how he plays. I know how he carries himself when he's in the public realm. Again, I go over my take, man. As simple as this. Here's my ideal look. Now, my fellow co-host right over here, called Stephen A. bitch. I'm gonna agree.
Facts.
But guess who else is a bitch? LeBron James. And here's why. First off, stop this fake tough guy shit, and I'm gonna keep saying it. You don't go from the third quarter of your game and you want to make it seem like you got something to say. I will literally, and I'm going to send this in the video. So we're going to add this after the fact. I'm going to send, even on my quick tape, LeBron James is on the bench. We're going to the fourth quarter. He looks over. Bro, your mindset should be on, okay, how we about to finish this game? Not, oh, this is my moment now. I could go step to Stephen A. Smith at Elderman and I can go tell him how I really feel. Bron, cut the shit, bro. That's not tough, my nigga. Just like Stephen A. said, you got Maverick has my number. Your right-hand man, what's his name?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul has my number. Shit, your publicist might have my number. Call me. If you really want to have a man-to-man talk and tell me how you really feel, call me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look down upon you. Yes, I am, but at least let's have this conversation outside of the public. Again, LeBron, he talked about you. He didn't talk about your son. He said, you, as a father, can you stop this? Please. Your son is averaging 1.4 It might have went up. Who knows? Because he had 3 points. 5 points. Sorry, against the
20 in the G League.
Huh?
He averaging 20 in the G League.
Whoa. Was he drafted to be in the G League or was he drafted in the NBA?
He's a second round pick. He the
Was he
55th
drafted
pick.
in the G League or because you know the G League has a draft, right? Was he drafted in the G League or was he drafted in the NBA?
All second round picks go to the
Was
G
he
League.
drafted
Most
in
of
the
them.
G League or was he drafted in the NBA?
So when you drafted in the NBA
Can
draft,
you answer my question?
a lot of those guys play in the
Can
G
you
League.
answer my question, Sly?
Your question isn't valid. That's what I'm getting at.
Was he drafted in the NBA or was he drafted in the G League?
Yes. NBA. Yes.
Obviously drafted in the NBA.
Hold on. Sly, I got a 2-part. Sly, does he have a guaranteed contract or does he have a 2-way contract?
He got a guaranteed contract.
He has a what?
Mm-hmm.
He has a what?
Guaranteed, yeah.
Oh.
He got a guaranteed contract.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about his game in the NBA. I'm not talking about his game in the G League. Look, listen. He's averaging.
So a second round pick has to be held to a standard.
He has a guaranteed contract. He has a no 2-way contract. He got drafted by the NBA team. He did not get drafted by a G League, South Bay Lakers. He got drafted by an NBA team. He has a guaranteed contract. All Stephen A. Smith said, he brought up his statistics in the NBA and said, Braun, can you stop this? We all know, LeBron, you created the monster. You stand on that podium, you go into the public and say, you know what, Stephen A., I was wrong for saying what I was saying, but yo, cut my son some slack. Don't try to make it seem like, oh, stop talking about my son. That's my son. Nigga, shut your punk ass up. Who are you fooling, nigga? Who are you fooling? Stop that crap, bro. Who are you trying to act so tough about? This is about you. Now,
I think Stephen A. got the message. I'm going to say that because he was quiet.
Cool. And I'm about to get on Stephen A. Stephen A., you're going on a cry tour, bro.
He on a fake tough tour. That's the fake tough guy, Stephen A.
I'm about to get to it. I gave you your time.
My bad. My fault.
After the day happened, you sat here and said you waited for your bosses to tell you, yo, this is viral. You got to say something. You wasn't going to say. He literally did it in the public. What are you talking about? Then you sit here, go on your show, and you still on some, well, I just looked at him like a father. He was just like a father. What the? He made you look like a bitch. Then, not only that, you go to Gil's Arenas. You had problems with Kenya Moore in the past, but cool. Y'all amends that, dust it off as if nothing happened. Cool. But you went on there with Gil, you went on with Nick, you went on there with Rashawn McCants, Kenya, and their little host that they got over there. And then you try to act like you was tough. Because, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, I read it back in my mind, and I still feel like he came to me as a father, but I would have told him, like what? What the f are you talking about? Not only that, you left Gil's Arenas, and you showed up on Fox News and had a white man say, oh, yeah, because if I was there, Stephen, I ain't gonna lie, I would have had your back. Stephen A., cut the shit, bro. Cut the shit, bro. You doing this Cry for Your River tour, cut it out. You didn't have that toughness when you sat here and told Kevin Durant, yo, you don't want me to come up and show up on you. Like that.
Don't forget about Kyrie.
Yeah. I'm not even going to talk about Kyrie because he amended the situation with his father. We're going to leave it at that. But of course, we'll add in the little Kyrie. Yo, Stephen A., cut it out, bro. Cut it out. So,
but he's doing his job, right? According to y'all, he's doing his job.
What we see in America was 2 bitch-ass niggas doing bitch-ass shit. And now everybody's doing bitch-ass things. And I'm done.
Yeah. Hey, I approve. Listen, I approve. I and Da Vinci approve of this message by King Mill.
Oh,
you got my vote.
Of course. Approve this. Yes. But that's my point, Sly.
Over tears.
You're right. We've made it where it's like running up on somebody is such a bad thing. Me, I don't care about running up on that. That's my problem is you did it in the third quarter, like Mill said. You seen him, you could have got a hold of him. Like, I think people forget Kobe would call Stephen A. himself
And
and be
literally
like,
tell
"What
him.
are you talking about?" People didn't know this. Stephen A. and Kobe had to divulge this information. Kobe would call him like, "What are you talking about?" He didn't wait to see him 6 days later or, at a game in the third quarter. He was on him right away. And
I think
LeBron
they
is
got a different relationship though.
Pardon me?
I think Kobe has a relationship with Stephen A. though.
But
Like I think
we could talk about relationship, but as a man, bro, again, I just said LeBron, Maverick, and Rich has that man's number. On top of that, we seem to forget, right? Because Stephen A. brought it out to the public. And this is what's really going on. It's a war, media-wise. Stephen A. team and Stephen A. is going at with LeBron's team with the media situation. And
right.
because of everything that he's saying to the public, LeBron's team and LeBron is filling away. Again,
Especially the MJ talk.
you have Maverick, and that's what it's all about, bro. He's not saying what he wants them to say to the masses, okay? Stephen A is going with a different look. Yes, Stephen A is on some BS, but at the same time, telling the truth. Bro, this is about I don't have you number one, bro. This ain't about your child.
Keep it real.
Cut the crap. Like, we gotta keep it funky, bro.
Yeah,
You say certain things to not push the narrative that's saying I'm not number one. And this is what it's all about. We got two egotistical little ass boys who want to say it, act like they tough on this damn screen. And yes, we're talking about it because it got the push right now. But at the same time, I'm gonna call it like it is. To BAS niggas doing dumb shit, and it's like they trying to big one up each other. Sit your asses down, bro. Cut it out.
And I even want to bring up somebody else too. Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark addressed Stephen A. Him and Stephen A. had an issue. We didn't see them address it on TV. They addressed it in the back. You know what I mean? Let's not forget Skip and Shannon. Look at their meltdown on national TV. They waited until everything was done and they handled that in the back.
So this is my thing though, and I hear you on that, but this is my thing, right? When you do that with certain type of people, like when somebody is respectable and got a certain level of integrity, right? You can pull them to the side and have a conversation like a man. But when somebody don't have that certain, you can't pull them to the side. A dude like Stephen A., you pull him to the side, you have a conversation, he gonna be on some internet show the next day talking crazy. So you gotta approach a person like that in their face on camera for the world to see. Because Stephen A. type of going first thing like, LeBron tried to call me on the side. I told LeBron, don't try to call. Like, he that type of dude, bro. And I do it. Yo, I swear in my heart, I feel like you have to check certain dudes like Stephen A., Skip Bayless, what's the other Nick, right? Them type of dudes, them little nerd niggas, you do gotta approach them in person, man, because you gotta check them, yo. Or else it turns to Skip Bayless talking to Shannon Sharp crazy, like he can't rip his leg off of his limb. Like,
so I agree with you. You gotta check these. I agree with you. You gotta check these guys about disrespecting the game and disrespecting the players. Right? I agree you on that. I totally agree. But man, come on here, man. Like, okay. Has Stephen A. Smith said more disrespectful things toward LeBron in the Jordan GOAT debate than he did Bronny?
See, I don't think so this is the thing. So I don't necessarily think he said nothing disrespectful to LeBron, though. Like, I honestly don't. I think the disrespect with Stephen A. came where he tried to frame it as I'm talking about LeBron, but you talking about a second round pick's stats. And it's like you're targeting him when he don't talk about the number 1 overall pick, the number 2 overall pick, the number 3. He don't talk about the top picks.
Because they deserve to be there. They deserve to be there. That's the difference. I think that's the thing.
But they're underperforming though, and their teams are underperforming. But you don't talk about them. You talk about a dude at the end of the bench on a good team
that gets $9 million.
Yo,
55 guaranteed money.
Zachary Sachet get more money than him, and he's playing like trash.
My bad. Hold on.
Not one time to mention him. Reed Shepard, 3rd pick, got sent down to the G League. I never heard Stephen A. mention that. But Bronny James, who's he's performing where he should for where he was drafted. The 55th overall pick, it should be averaging low numbers. He's actually overperforming because he's averaging 20 points in the G League. Why is this dude a main topic of your conversation?
Slide, no way you
Please.
just said that. No way you just said that, Slide. No way you just said that, bro. Are you kidding me?
Am I wrong? I'm wrong?
You're totally wrong. How dare you say and talk about, oh, he's overperforming because he's doing such and such in the G. Who gives a rap? He's playing against freaking guys who literally just got tried out and made the team. You talking about overseas all-stars against top-notch talent in the world. What are we talking about?
So we're so he's
it's a laughing stock. This is why it's a laughing stock, because we got people like you thinking that because a mofo is averaging 20 points in the G League, we should be saying that he's overperforming because he got drafted in the NBA to an NBA team. He didn't get drafted as a two-way contract. He didn't get picked up. He got drafted from a second round in an NBA team or the guaranteed contract. You got guys out here busting their ass every day trying to find out how they can put food on the table, put freaking money in their parents' money in their bank, all that type of stuff. Like, come on, what are we talking about? He's overperforming. The disrespect about all these other basketball talents that you saying telling me, no, bro, he's not good. He's not good. He's not an NBA player. Now he's in a profession. Now we're going to talk about his profession. Simple as that.
Who's the 56 overall pick?
Why are we talking about the 50? He got drafted by an NBA team.
Thank you. Why are we talking about the 55th overall pick?
Why you haven't talked about the number 1 and number 2 picks? Why you haven't talked about them?
That's what I just said. Why haven't we talked about the number 1 and number 2 picks?
Underperforming. You said they're underperforming, but you already know how much they're averaging.
They're averaging less than 10 points a game.
They're not.
They're not in playoff contention. Actually, Zachary Sachet, his team, the Hawks are.
Sarge just had a great game just last night.
Is Sarge good? Is he a good player?
Sarge he started off slow. He started off slow, but he came on strong. He came on strong.
Overall pick. As the number 2 overall pick, is he performing where he should be?
You should not be getting contrast of when you got picked. Like, you had several players in the second round. You had several players in the second round. Draymond Green, who's now a 4-time, 5-time NBA champion, who's sitting here as a very key part to the Golden State Warriors dynasty. Stop comparing the two. Are you a basketball player? Are you a basketball player?
Draymond Green might be the greatest second round pick of all time.
Are you a basketball player?
Hold
Are you a profession?
So you're holding. Okay, hold on. Let me get this one point. So you're holding the number 1 overall pick and a second round pick to the same standard. That's what we should be doing.
Professional. If it's
yes or no. So we hold a number 1 overall pick and a second round draft pick to the same standard.
When you got drafted.
All right, now you are. That sounds like you just talking. There's no way you hold. If you're drafted in the first round, you have a higher expectation than you're drafted in the second round.
By who? By whose expectation?
Everybody.
By whose expectation?
You don't know any. Name another second round pick in the NBA. You don't know any.
Once you get drafted by the NBA, your expectation is to play the game. You're a professional.
So how come you don't know none of these second round picks then?
Why am I?
If you got the same expectations on, you should at least know their names.
Yeah, King.
All I want to say is this, okay? And I think we can almost end the debate and conversation and move on to the next one after this. The only reason why LeBron James's son is getting this coverage is because of LeBron James. Let's be honest, right? Stephen A. I said it again. I'll say it one more time. Stephen A. said he should have played in the first game. We all have our moment, and then he should have went down to the G League and got right. I could care less, and this is King ECG. I could care less where anybody is drafted. Are you an NBA professional or are you a G Leaguer? LeBron James' son, Bronny James, is an NBA player. Correct? Can we all concur on that?
Yes, he is.
Regardless of where he's drafted, he's in the profession of an NBA player. He's on the Lakers. Yeah, he plays in the G League here and there. He plays in the G League here and there, but he travels with the Lakers and plays those games. Me personally, I would rather have him. He should have done, like Steve May said, done the 1-2 game in the NBA, and he should have stayed in the G League until he was more than comfortable to come back up to the NBA and perform at a better and higher level. 2, he's been getting put in for garbage minutes as well. So I don't want to poo-poo on him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he does get in there for garbage minutes when the game's over, you know, whether they're winning or losing. He has had a couple first quarter starts, very, very slim in between, you know. But he should just be in the G League. But he's only getting this coverage because of his father, because of the name. Because I'm telling you this right now.
Man, stop beating around the bush, man. Let's keep it 100. He don't deserve to be in the fucking league, period, bro. That's simple as that. Period.
I disagree.
I'm not gonna go that far.
That's it. It's
He's
okay.
averaging
Still revealing, bro.
20 a game in the G League, though.
Bro. Yo,
I
why
know
he
he's
acting
having
college?
20-point games in the G League. That's where he needs to stay and develop more, though. That's my thing. He needs to stay there and develop. He don't need to play with the Lakers at all this year.
He needs to be in the college. He needs to be at USC.
Right.
He needs to be at USC. What are we talking about?
So you think if you average 20 in the G League, that doesn't say that, yo, you have potential to play in it. He's 19 years old. He's averaging 20 points in the developmental league. That shows that he has enough potential. Yo, Reed Shepard, the 3rd overall pick, got sent to the G League. So let's not act like this is some type of crazy, like being in the G League means that you just beneath. Yo, Reed Shepard is projected to be an all-star. Like, he was the 3rd overall pick, and he got sent to the G League.
My whole expectation.
I'm not saying the G League is bad. I'm saying
obviously the NBA.
Pardon me?
I'm saying there are guys that can play that are in the G League, and he's averaging 20 there. That shows that he has potential. As a 55th overall pick, you're not even expected to make a team. So he's in the G League doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be that much of a topic of discussion when you got Zachary Reed-Sachet, who's the number 1 overall pick. You got Alex Sarr. You got Reed Shepard. I have never heard Stephen A. mention any of these dudes. They have higher expectations.
Alex averaged like 13 points a game, like 7 rebounds and stuff like that.
I think he's actually overperforming. Why ain't Stephen A. talking about him though? Because he's not gonna get no clicks. He's not gonna get no views. He's talking about Bronny for views. It ain't got nothing to do with LeBron. You should do this as a father. You don't care about LeBron as a father. You don't care about Bronny. You care about your bottom line. You're getting clicks. You're getting views. If it really mattered talking about the game, you'll be talking about the number 1 overall pick, who Stephen A. Smith has never mentioned.
Okay, so here's the thing: is what if they give Bronny the same minutes in the G League and the NBA? What's going on? Same minutes he's getting in the G League, same minutes he's getting in the NBA.
Bad things, I think.
Bad things that.
If you're saying that though, Sly, right? What's the problem with him just staying in the G League? No, averaging 30, 40, 50 points and getting used to the travel and being away from his father and not being in the spotlight. Because it's the Lakers we're talking about. Lakers is not a joke team, right? There's coverage about them every day. Them,
man, that's the problem too, man. And fuck the Lakers right now. That's my team. And fuck LeBron James. We talk about them way fucking too much. It just takes away from the fucking league. That's the problem, bro. If they do the simplest stupid shit, bro, we talk about them.
But that's the thing. That's the real
don't do that. Don't do that. We ain't doing that over here.
I agree. That's the real problem, though. The real problem is the media. They talk about what's going to get clicks. They don't talk about basketball. They don't really care. Because why would they? They talk about the Cowboys every day, the Lakers every day. It's so much other stuff they could be talking about, but they talk about what's going to get clicks. And for Stephen A. to know that, to have he's a high-ranking person over there at ESPN. For him to act like he's talking about Bronny because he's concerned or because he doesn't feel like he's ready. Yo, you don't give a fuck if he's ready, bro. You don't care nothing about none of that. So stop fronting. You talking about Bronny because he is going to get clicks. You talking about the Lakers because you're going to get clicks. You could talk about Cleveland. Cleveland is overachieving. Number 1 team in the East. Ain't nobody seen it coming. That's a story. You ain't talking about that.
Which is crazy.
Right. You ain't talking about Detroit. You ain't talking about Cleveland. You ain't talking about OKC, if we being real. You talking about the 55th overall pick. Fuck out of here, bro. You're corny.